What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 20 of my Total Warhammer II modded Arkhan the Black campaign. So as we saw last time, after the fall of Agrul, Migdal, and Numos, the faction Numos has only Galbaraz as its last bastion remaining, and I believe that is the last of all the Tomb Kings in this entire area, or I should say the Tomb Kings that have agency. We still have the Sentinels over here in the Great Mortis Delta, occupying the Black Pyramid of Nagash, and in fact, one of you guys asked me last episode, I believe, why I haven't attacked them yet, and the reason for that is that they are a passive faction. They will wait here. They cannot attack. They don't do anything, so we can destroy them at our leisure and take back the pyramid as soon as we're done with most likely Numos and before we move out here to take out Creek and Kalita and Karak Gar. In addition to that, we also have these raiding beastmen here, and what we're trying to do is essentially wait until they move somewhere where the desert ghoul can attack them. These two armies together are a little bit on the tough side for him to attack by himself. But if they move, say, I don't know, to Al Haik or something like that, and just even Bel Aliyah, they just need to get a little bit closer so that we can attack them properly. There's just too many units right now here, and too many elite units for the Ghoul King's army to take it out alone, but if we could borrow troops, that would be ideal. Now, if that doesn't happen, then hopefully we could try to catch one of them out alone, and if that doesn't happen, in 8 turns, this ferry, I should say, army will be ready, and we will ferry said troops all the way to the armies that they're waiting to be ferried to, if that makes any amount of sense. Especially Arkhan. He's been waiting patiently for his ghost units. Now, before we get started with the meat of this episode, and in fact, you know what I'll do? I will end this turn, so I can talk while the turn is ending, so it's not a waste of time. Let's just double check that everything is done. I believe it is. I don't think there's anything else to be done. We're still waiting for the 800 Canopic jars so that we can get our a new dynasty awakened and get another army going for even more recruiting of all these extra units. But anyway, what I wanted to say is this is the 20th episode, and unfortunately, therefore, a 5th episode in the series, which means that's where I want to remind you guys to drop your likes and comments if you've been enjoying this particular Let's Play or the content on this channel in general. And as Let's Plays age and as they start competing with new Let's Plays, and I just want to note that I do have something in the works right now, there is less room for them in the schedule, so the voting by the likes and comments is the only way I know what I will post when. Now, interesting, Strigos Empire wants to ally with us. I'm not going to do that right now, but they do like us. The only thing there is, what if they have a special building at Morgheim, which I believe is the capital of the Marches of Madness? Silence. I believe, yes, Morgheim, Strigos Empire. We can't see it over here. I'm just wondering if it has one of these special building locations. Strong breed. Charge for Cav. Swell, except we don't really have Cav, but swell. Okay, calm down with the quest there. Yeah, so in fact, here's a question. If anybody knows, in one of the last episodes, somebody commented that Galbaraz does provide an unlock for a unique unit for Arkhan in particular, being a ghoul sort of legion, just like these guys. My question is, does anybody know what the 3rd unit is? The thing here is that the Whites of Stonearth Tarn actually benefit from the Sunscorched Bones main red line, which normally only benefits the non-vampiric units. Like, the ghouls don't get anything out of that line. So what is the 3rd unit? Will it benefit from any red line buff? The thing here is that I don't know which red line buff to go with for Arkhan, because he's not going to get any of these units in his army. He's only going to have ghost units and other vampiric units, except possibly the Caskets of Souls, which also don't benefit from that freaking line, which is kind of unfortunate. In fact, you can't upgrade the caskets at all via any of this, can you? I feel like I've checked before, and I don't believe that you can. Which is kind of unfortunate. It feels a little bit weird. Maybe they're already strong enough, quote-unquote, but it would have still been nice. Yeah, 15% ammunition. Yes for Screaming Skull Catapult. No for the caskets. Weird. And then same with this thing here, I guess. Oh well, but yeah, if anybody knows what the third unit is, let me know. Or the third legion, I suppose I'd say. Now, the other thing I want to touch on is between the episodes, I did download the one-button respec mod, and unfortunately found out that, contrary to what you guys said in the last comments, I'm going to have to contradict you because it doesn't, in fact, work for this version of SFO. SFO lords don't get an equal amount of skill points based on their levels. They get skill points with some other way. I'm not entirely sure how many at what level. I do know, however, that they get more than the vanilla one. I believe they get an extra point in the first 4 or 5 levels, or maybe it's the first 3 and then an extra point at 10 or something like that. So what happened when I respect Arkhan before deleting the mod, was I counted the number of points, and then I looked what he'd got, and he only got 28 points back. And I know for a fact that you get a lot more. Like, if we take a look at you, Seketka Laboratory. Here we go. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He has 11 points at rank 8. He has not lost at any points. Considering the fact that we don't, I believe, get a skill point at level 1, that's an extra 4 points that you get from the early levels. Right? So the question is, how do we get those points back? Because Arkhan lost 4 points. I actually respec King Kura as well during that one-button respec stint, and it also gave him back, I believe it was either, I don't remember how many points it was. It was either 16 or 15. Yeah, wait, it gave him 15 points, in fact. And I was like, wait, what? It was actually less than it should have, so I don't know what the hell it was doing. I feel like it does something wrong. Or maybe it gave him 17 points, but he's supposed to have a lot more. I don't remember anymore because it was a while ago. What I do remember is that I counted the points and it did not give them the SFO number. I think the way it works is just by giving back the points that they're supposed to have in vanilla or something like that, i.e. it doesn't reduce their levels and then re-level them. It just gives back the points that you currently have, which... Oh wait, it doesn't even do that. Yeah, I don't know how it works. It's a shame, but it's alright. We're not at level 40 yet for Arkhan, so it's not a huge concern, but it would be nice to get that working in some way. I know that we wanted air dominance, or persevere, I don't remember, but one of these two. One of the air commands. Okay, so you guys are good. What else do we have to do this turn? Ooh, we actually have enough money to finally upgrade the Black Tower of Arkhan, which has been available for a couple turns. There we go. And we need to save more money to do the same thing at Jaluk Oasis, just to get more of these military buildings. And even more military buildings over here. And what do we have here? Oh! So they've... wait, they've taken more damage. Are we in Sandstorm, or are we in... No, I don't see a Sandstorm. Or was there a Sandstorm last turn? I don't know. Or are they suffering vampiric attrition? We're at 83%. Could be that. Oh, they're not raiding anymore. They just screwed themselves. Okay, so this is kind of tempting. They're close to Bel Aliyad, which is a little bit iffy, because there's not a lot of units here, but this could be a really nice battle if we can manage to pull it off. You know what, screw it, let's attack. I mean, their army did hurt itself. And I feel like with the extra units, even if they're really weak, that's just extra fodder to act as a main line while the ghouls do their thing and just surround the enemy army. So hopefully that'll work. Let's do this then. Alright, declare war. Alright, obviously this is going to be a cinematic battle. Okay, now here's the question. Do we attack the reinforcing army first? Or the Bray Herd first, rather, or do we attack the main host first? I feel it's probably better to attack the Bray Herd first. It's more hurt than the main army, plus it has a bunch of elite troops. If we can get rid of all these, the enemy army has no chance because it's, well, I mean, it still has 3 Minotaur units, but the rest of these are Ungors, whereas the good units, the 2 sets of Best Gors, 2 Gors, Beastmen, and a couple of Razor Gors, they're all in this army. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. I just convinced myself. And you know what? Let's try the Corrupted Dynasty stance again. See if that White King actually works for us this time. Galak, you're on the chopping block. Alright, so it looks like a pretty even battle, so that sounds like it'll be a pretty fun fight. Let's get to it.
We retreat!
Alright, here we go. The battle against the Beastmen, and right off the bat, RNGesus is unfortunately not in any way with us. Both of the enemy armies actually spawn on the absolute high ground and in a forest here, which protects them from the shots of our Sepulchral Stalkers. Plus, both of their armies are going to be joining together into one big host, which is exactly what we wanted to avoid, because they spawn near each other. Conversely, our own reinforcements are coming up behind them and on the opposite side of the map, somewhere where we can't use them for anything, or at least somewhere where we can't use them for the main purpose that we wanted to use them, which was to create a front line for our ghouls to flank. Whereas on top of that, their Screaming Skull Catapult is also going to be able to do nothing when it's firing into woods here. So not a great start, I gotta say. Not a great start at all, but we're still going to have to go up this hill and try to do something about it. I do move the Sepulchral Stalkers in right away nonetheless, just to try to draw the enemy forward, do a little bit of damage, but actually fairly decent for a single volley. But these are just, I mean, they're Gors with shields, but yeah. And there we go, gonna try to get a banishment cast right onto the enemy. Of course, they move out of the way a little bit before the cast goes off, so it's not that great. Probably should have waited for a blob, but the thing is, it's so dangerous to our own... You gotta love the shotgun effect, though. It's so dangerous to our own weak ghoul forces that I was kind of wary of doing so, but hey. Whatever. There we go, getting a few more blasts off, and there's a decent number of corpses there. And the battle lines will collide fairly quickly. I tried to send in the Crypt Horrors as fast as possible just to try to deal with them. We got Giants among the Gors over here, and damn, the Sepulchral Stalkers look real golden amongst our not-so-golden Ghoul force. The enemy is chucking those stones at us, but is actually damaging both our troops and the enemy troops, it looks like. I can't quite tell what is exploding, but I'm pretty sure that I saw at least some of the enemies die. And right away, I believe I get a Barona's Time Warp off with the magic. I want to say, there we go, plus 35 melee attack. Try to do as much damage as possible in that early phase. We also have the rest of our ghouls coming up from the side, trying to envelop the army as much as possible. But these ones that are closest to the place or the path off the map, I felt like I wanted to focus those as much as possible, just because if we could get them to route, they'll simply run off the map instead of running like this way or this way or this way, where they would just come back. Now over here we have this force being relatively useless, but at least dealing with some of the enemy troops. We got them charging us with a Razor Gore herd, as well as a unit of Centaurs out here, and 2 units of Ungors with spears and a regular Ungor herd to try to support them. Certainly a relatively decent number of units being used here, but still not what we wanted. At least they do allow the Screaming Skull Catapult to get some shots off into them rather than being completely useless and firing into here. Speaking of into here, the 3 units of Cygors are all out here, and they're just going to be chucking all of their rocks around. They're going to be damaging the Crypt Ghouls, and that is why I'm getting the Eyes of the Desert as well as the regular Sepulchral Stalkers to move around to try to attack those ghouls as soon as, or the I keep saying ghouls and Crypt Horrors attack the Cygors, because that's what they're made for. Beast Lord is moving around with his chariot, certainly does a pretty good amount of damage to something fragile like the ghoul, and so do the so does the Doom Bull over here. The enemy's elite unit certainly towering over the field rather over here. And here we have the fated duel between the Minotaurs and the Crypt Horrors. I really would have liked to see them exactly one-on-one, but everybody was in... all the monstrous infantry were standing amongst the regular infantry, so unfortunately that didn't quite work out. Let's see what their damage is like. These... Yeah, our Crypt Horrors appear to be doing better, but that could be because the Crypt Ghouls are taking a lot of hits for the Horrors. Still fun, though. These two appear to be just fighting. But this guy, oh, there we go. Lots of little duels here. And yeah, I'm primarily watching that. So we also have the giant over here also fighting a set of crypt horrors, swinging that giant club around, and I believe the White King is also somewhere in here, because I do remember sending him to try to attack the giant. Here he is. He actually got a little bit hurt by the giant, presuming that he's not suffering HP loss due to debilitation like it was last time. I didn't actually check whether he started crumbling or not this time. But oh well. Giant versus Crypt Horrors, yet another thing I would have liked to see a one-on-one of. Obviously, the Giants, especially in SFO, are a lot better at anti-infantry than against single target units, but it does seem like he did manage to kill one Crypt Horror over here, so good job, big buddy. And over here, finally, the Crypt Ghouls, as well as the two sets of Sepulchral Stalkers get in here to try to do what they're supposed to do. They didn't really stalk their way over here, but they are able to bring their halberds to bear to try to hurt these Cygors, and even if not kill them, at least prevent them from firing. A lot of the enemy units are not actually trying to attack them, so this is certainly helping us, but we are also not able to get to this third Cygor, which is actually firing on this army down here. A single shot does a lot of damage there, I gotta say. I mean, still not casket level against chaff infantry, but nonetheless. And it seems like this portion of our host did actually win against these guys, primarily, I would say, because of the Ushabti that are in here. But we also have a Tomb Prince, as well as a Hekara Horseman, who are able to, well, they're not rear charge in this case, but they did manage to get one off there. I just don't find this portion of the battle particularly interesting. We also are summoning our Ushabti here, finally getting them off to try to prevent all the ghouls over here from dying. And our ghouls are certainly taking damage. You can see how many, like this entire place was covered by ghouls before, but these guys have lost about 100 units, and then I believe this one has lost a bunch. But fortunately, as soon as the Ushabti come in, several of the enemy units, including the Bestigor herd here, do start routing, which is a really big help in not losing too many ghouls. Gotta love watching the Ushabti go to work, I gotta say. A very entertaining unit, just generally. There we go. Oh, huh. This one has two different swords. Interesting. I never noticed that. I thought they all had the same double Kopesh type deal. That's neat. Oh, and this guy has the these different swords as well. Cool. Yeah, you notice something new every time. Great models. Alrighty, well, minus that one who just died. You're inferior and you should, the souls in you should feel bad. Alrighty, so we still have a Bestigor herd alive over here, but the battle has been won on this side. The White King just barely taking down that giant with the help of the Crypt Ghouls and Horrors back here. It also allows us to push through and try to attack this third Cygor with our set of Crypt Horrors, while the rest of our Sepulchral Stalkers try to survive. They unfortunately got charged by the enemy Beast Lord, who managed to kill a bunch of them off of a single charge on that chariot, which was kind of surprising, but with probably a lot of help from the Centaurs, I would assume. But no, he's still doing good. There's another one dropping, so it looks like the Chariot Beast Lord quite strong against Sepulchral Stalkers. I feel like that's surprising, because they're a halberd anti-large unit, and they're getting wrecked by a Beast Lord on a chariot, which is a large anti-infantry unit. Shouldn't really work that way, but still, props to this guy for all of these kills, I gotta admit. And let's see, over here, finally, this army is just done with the rest of the troops here, and they are pushing forward, trying to get that other Cygor, while being pelted by the third Cygor, who's still not dead. But as soon as this guy falls, which will be any second now, they can just move up the hill and go after the other Cygor. Let's watch the death animation for this one. Come on, buddy. Get ready to fall. Not been a good day for you, I know. That's why you're screaming. He seems upset about something. I guess they're taking a long time to kill him. There's nobody else here. There we go, and it looks like he crushes a few units, but, you know, you gotta take that sometimes. Now, let's see. The rest of the battle just about won. The center is the only place remaining, with King Wakov still fighting. He is getting into it with some of the enemy Minotaurs in there. I believe there are 3 sets of Minotaurs just over here in this main area, so Wakov did a good job in not only fighting them so much as debuffing them with both his Tormentor Sword and his Helm of Discord. The Tormentor Sword prevents the Minotaurs from running away, and we do want them dead before the start of the next battle, because these guys can get away, and we do want to kill as many of the elites as possible. All of these guys running over here we're unfortunately not going to be able to catch, because the Ungors do move very fast, and the Ghouls just don't run fast enough to catch them once they have a certain lead. Our Nehekaran Horsemen are the only troops we have that are fast enough to deal with this. But hey. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, while you guys saw the cast of the Barona's Time Warp, we didn't get too much use of our caster, probably the biggest screw-up of this particular battle. I sent him out here to try to flank the enemy forces so we could get some casts off with Shem's Burning Gaze right into a giant pile of units, and he did manage to curse them and get that Shem's Burning Gaze off until our Winds of Magic dropped to 0. But then right after that, he got charged by a full, well, nearly full unit of doggos who surrounded him and just destroyed him in a couple seconds. He didn't die. I did manage to withdraw him right off the map because he was right here, but it was a really close thing. Extremely, extremely fragile units are the Lich Priests. And I guess some casters are more fragile than others, but generally they're pretty darn fragile. So I will have to be a little bit careful with that, and I believe the battle is completely done now, so we can just speed up through the rest of this. King Wakov once again victorious against fairly long odds with a tougher army for the enemy, at least with regards to elite units, considering we're primarily just Crypt Ghouls, which once again are a super basic unit. And it is indeed a Pyrrhic victory because of the several units of ghouls that died, but it is a worthwhile one as they're fairly easy to get back, and we do need to get the new ghouls in there eventually anyway. I mean the, not the Regiment of Renown, the special units.
The day of awakening comes.
Alrighty, there we go. Pyrrhic victory. It could certainly have been worse. The fact that our main line of the garrison spawned behind the enemy was by far the biggest problem. I mean, we couldn't really use them for the purpose that we wanted to use them, and therefore a lot of our ghouls took the brunt of the damage from the enemies. We lost 3 separate units of ghouls. They will be easy to re-recruit. Another big problem, rather, was the fact that the caster got driven off the field really, really easily by a single unit of hounds. Almost got destroyed by a couple of them, which was kind of pathetic, but I guess I should have kept him behind the enemy lines. I only put him there to try to flank and get a nice cast off into the center of the enemy formation, which we did manage, but not good enough. Because he probably would have gotten at least a couple more casts off within the battle. Let's see. Obviously, the Crypt Horrors did the most of the damage, although some of the Crypt Ghouls did quite nicely. Some of them actually beating the Horrors. Another thing was a lot of the enemy ran off the field, and we just plain couldn't catch them, so they're going to still be alive. And that's obviously going to be a major problem, because we have to destroy them still. And the casualty replenishment rate, I think, is... I don't know if this is for Tomb Kings in general, but I've been finding that Bind Souls has been giving us almost nothing every time, and it's been trash. I don't know why this is. It's really not worth it, is it? Even if we fight this again, it's not worth it. I'm tempted to go Endless March just for the extra campaign movement range. I'm hoping that these two armies move far enough away from each other that we can fight them separately right now, as opposed to staying near each other, which will still be kind of problematic. Yeah, just go for Endless March, and we'll see what they do. Alright, so you're gonna move over here. Please move away. Move over here. Lovely. Oh, or not lovely. I think they're too close to each other still. No, they're not. Okay, well, this one then should be auto-resolvable. I think. Let's find out. Let's do this.
Shatter their bones.
Yes, okay, this one should be auto-resolvable. I'm gonna quick save it because I never trust the auto-resolve, especially when your own army is hurt. It's mostly because this wizard is hurt. If he dies because of this, I'm gonna have to replay it. I'll do it off screen because this is a stupid waste of time. Let's find out. Okay, he didn't die. Beautiful. And this time we can go for... I guess we go for Harvest Organs. We need... Oh, and a War Banner. Free. Lovely. Okay, so you're gonna go there. Galak is now dead. We got that War Banner for King Wakov. This doesn't really... weapon strength, reload time, missile strength. I don't know who to give this to. It's probably best on the Eyes of the Desert because they can benefit both from the missile strength, reload time, and weapon strength. So that decides that. Now, we can't reach the second army this turn. And... let's see. We could go back into an ambush. I doubt it'll work, but you never know. We need 25% to go back into ambush, right? So if we go right, let's say here at 28%, and then go into ambush, maybe this army will come back and attack us. They're pretty weak now. I don't imagine they can do anything themselves. What would be problematic is if they tried to use this guy and attack Pools of Despair instead of Bel Aliad. Pools of Despair has a slightly better garrison, it seems, by virtue of having an extra archer. But it won't win this, that's the problem. It'll still lose, because this is an interior territory. I didn't build towers here. Oh well. Okay, now you have leveled up, Wakov. What are we gonna get you? None of this benefits you right now, does it? And I guess we might as well keep leveling the Sepulchral Stalkers, since the rest of this is going to be useless for you. We could also just level you up to be a better fighter. The problem with you being a good fighter is the fact that you're on foot and you just can't catch anybody. Just upgrade the Sepulchral Stalkers for now, since we're going to get several more of them. And they a little bit underperformed there, so I could get a little bit more out of them. We do also need to start saving points for all this stuff. So this comes in at rank 15, and we need 6 points to get all of this. Which means we should actually save this now, shouldn't we? Yeah, well, we can get the 1 point in Stone Sentinels, I guess. Hit points involved in Elixir. Is there any, like, 1 point wonder thing? Yeah, just go Stone Sentinel. Whatever. It's fine. We're gonna get more Sepulchral Stalkers in a couple turns. You leveled up as well. Let's try not to get you killed this time. You're still on the Skeletal Steed. Nothing's really gonna make you all that powerful. I think we need to give you a little bit more armor so you can at least survive doggos attacking you. If nothing else. You know what we're gonna get you right now? We're gonna get you replenished troops. I'd love to... No, Arcane Conduit first. Damn it. Replenish troops after that. I was hoping to get that just to replenish Wakov's army. But it's fine. And hopefully we can replenish the Ghouls stock out of Galbaraz once we get the special building. Unfortunately, it's only level 3, which means we probably won't capture said special building, but that's okay. Let's see, hero not moved. We don't really have the money to move said hero, do we? Tolithor, I guess, you know what? Go hinder replenishment, only costs, 1,000. That's not only, never mind. Let us instead, can we upgrade Juluk Oasis? We are exactly... We're a little bit over 1,000 gold short. Is there anybody that wants to give us money? I'd like to start upgrading it immediately. We could probably get money out of the Strigos Empire, but I don't really care about them. And I don't want to ally with the Dreadfleet so much because everybody hates them. Not that we're fighting a lot of wars right now, but I'd really rather be completely done with this area before fighting anybody who's out here. As we need armies on the coast. And that feels like a waste. At least right now. Okay, you know what's good? We'll just save for one more turn. You just stick around, stay near these guys. We'll see what the Beastmen do. Settlement upgrade available. We'll upgrade those eventually. Definitely not now. Don't need that. Okay, and I believe that's everything we need to do right now. You know what we'll do? We'll upgrade a military building, i.e. the Ushabti building, right here first instead. Yeah, there you go. And then we'll upgrade the Jaluk Oasis thing next turn anyway, because we'll have enough money. You guys should be able to take Galbarez. I imagine we should be able to auto-resolve that one, because I don't see it being too difficult. Who the hell are you? And why are you out here? I don't even remember getting you. I must have gotten it last episode, but I don't remember what purpose. I guess I was going to level him up out of identifying the Skaven and the ruins there. Okay, that makes sense. Free levels are free levels. Numas is going to do nothing, but it's the Beastmen we care about right now. Will they fall for the ambush? No, they're raiding somewhere else. Where are you guys raiding? You're raiding here, and you're replenishing off of the raiding. Okay. So I don't like that. Can we attack you from here? Yes, we can. Can we win this fight? Yeah, we can win that fight. We could definitely win that fight. We'll fight this in a second. Since it'll have to be another cinematic battle, I'm going to have to make that cut, obviously. But let's just make sure that our buildings are done first. And if we can auto-resolve Galbaraz... Oh, there's a lord out here. Maybe we could attack both of them at the same time. Wouldn't that be lovely? You go here. If he doesn't move away, we could just fight them in the field and then they're screwed. Well, let's find out. Will you run? Ah, he ran away. So he's gonna still be alive, but whatever. Let's just attack Galbaraz then. This is not auto-resolvable, damn. Okay, so do we fight the stupid artillery battle right now? I mean, it'll be pretty quick. Or do we fight it next episode? And do we finish off the Beastmen this episode? I feel like we'll just have this episode primarily dealing with the Beastmen, so let's do that right now. Let's get you back in here. Stay in your regular stance, because going in your other stance with the white... Oh, he's going to be able to move far enough away? Well, that's infuriating. Are you going to be able to catch him? No. Okay, well, that kind of decides it. We have to attack Numas then. Damn. Oh, well. It was a nice thought. Would have been a nice battle. At least this breaks his raiding stand, so he's once again suffering attrition and not regenerating troops. So that certainly works for me. Let's also move a little bit closer. He's gonna run. I really hope he doesn't march stance, because we can't block him. Really would prefer not to have to pursue him for many, many turns. Alrighty, so let's fight this one then, and take Galbaraz. And here comes the cut. There it is, and here we go. I'm not going to bother making this one a cinematic battle, because once again, we're just going to destroy the enemy with artillery. Gonna try to speed it up and get through it as fast as possible. Because once again, as I said when we were attacking Numas itself, we've seen plenty of these. Oh wait, it wasn't Numas, was it? Numas we fought outside, but the last siege where we did the whole artillery spray thing. It's entertaining to watch, I suppose, but it's very similar every time, so we don't need to have too many cinematic repeats. Plus, since there's not a lot of unit control, it just works like this. All right, you guys set up, start deployment, go. Just need to make sure that our incoming forces don't run past where they need to be. You guys can fire, though. And, oh, we got a... Okay, I thought it was a Tombstorm coming in, but it's just a Legionary barrage, so it's not that bad. Okie dokie, new units. Try to survive, please. Right here. Oh, we will also have to watch out for the enemy Ushabti spawn. So let's get the Legion of Stone Rat Tarn right here. No, that's not what I wanted. Get back. Ah, too many units. Why do they try to move so far in? Just stay at the edge of the map, damn. There you go. Get back there. And you know what? Let's have all the Lords and Snuggles right out here as well. Just waiting for those Ushabti to come in. And Screaming Skull Catapults, you're also going to be destroying the towers. Oh, we got some enemy units dying already, which is lovely. Let's move you guys in right here. And let's move one Legion unit over here, I guess. Alright, that should be good. Now here's the question, can you guys attack towers, and do we want you to attack towers? Let's see, will you move or will you attack? Oh, it seems in this one they can actually attack towers. Lovely. Okay, let's do that then. You guys can all destroy a tower apiece, and then we'll have the Screaming Skulls destroy these three. In fact, let's speed it up at least until the enemy summons their Ushabti. I feel like they're going to summon them right here, but we'll need to slow it down. Oh, no, it's just a Legionary Barrage. Okay, keep going. Screaming Skulls getting ready, just setting up right here, or right here. And just move forward and attack, please. There we go. Alright, let's just watch the fireworks until they summon their Ushabti, shall we? 94, okay, that tower goes down, this tower is 74, and this tower is at 72. Huh, why did this was the third one we targeted. I think the angle made it take more damage, interesting. Perhaps not surprising, but interesting. Okie dokie, and this tower goes down, but it was getting sprayed by 2 sets of units, so it does also make sense. Not seeing enemy Ushabti spawn, you guys are getting a little bit too far away. Get you here, and let's get you here, and let's get you here, and then you here. Perfect. Alright, that thing will fall fairly quickly. Let's go forward at regular-ish speed, and wait, what's the distance? Oh, I thought they were maxed out, but they're not. Alright, well, just keep maxing out the damage that you guys are doing. Are you two not firing? What the hell's wrong with you? Who told you not to fire? Fire on this guy. And you fire on these guys. What the hell was that? Best place to fire is this place, obvious. And you know what? Nobody's gonna go for that tower. Just attack anybody you want. Alright, there goes another Realm of Souls. Aha, and there's the Ushabti. Everybody attack him, please. Turn off that guard mode, and the archers are gonna damage our own troops. But the Ushabti drops so damn fast there. Perfect. I mean, really, I'm actually kind of surprised that they went here instead of, let's say, over here, where there's not a lot of defenders. Because that's all of them dead already. That was real fast. And then this one just tried to run away. Or to abandon its friends. Okay, you took a little bit of damage, Whites of Stone that turn, but if we will never get a Realm of Souls. You know what? You use this. That should heal him a little bit. Yes, it will. I don't know if it can regenerate their HP, but it really shouldn't matter. Alright, how are we doing in terms of ammunition? Still a fair amount left on some. This tower actually activated? Okay, fine, just destroyed. Just destroyed. We'll have you target, let's say, this unit. Everybody target a unit that's more or less full HP. Like so, until it's gone. Now let's speed it back up. I did not mean to click tactical view. Let's speed it back up. There we go. Oh, artillery. Makes this so obnoxious. Oh, that tower's blocking a lot of shots. I don't like that. Blocking more shots than it should be, I think. How are we doing? Starting to run out of ammunition. We might actually have to have the range units do some work this time, unlike that time that we won the entire thing without using any range units at all. Let's have you, or any melee units, rather. Don't move forward. Attack. Oh, it's so hard to click while it's sped up to max. There we go. Alright, what about down here? We still have the Ushabti at full HP. We'll probably have to have the Lords destroy those guys. How's the gate looking? It's not dead. It's at 85%. You know what? Let's move the Lords forward. And let's move the range forwards as well. Since the Ushabti aren't going to be summoned on top of them anymore. Right there. And let's see. I want a couple shots on top of... You know what? All of you, fire on the Ushabti. Just once or twice. There we go. The gate is dead. Perfect. And then you, I want you to fire on this. And I want you to fire on this. Alright. Get a couple shots on the Ushabti. Not going to do a lot of damage, especially with the ectoplasm missing. Come on. I get that these are harder targets, but whatever. Alright, range units in. Galbaraz. I feel bad. Ouch. Spray it down by the range units. Move it forward once again. And get in range of the Ushabti. You should be able to fire over there. Let's get the melee units in, and let's see how many of these guys die. Who's not firing? You guys are firing. You guys are not. Move like so. Can you fire over there? There you go. Alright, won't even need to do anything this time. And we still have ammunition on our artillery, that's the thing. These poor things. Alright, let's just charge in the melee units. Although they will probably take damage from our own. Alright, well. Ooh, Necropolis Knights. I would like to fight those a bit. You know what, just go. Just go. Let's do at least some damage. Oh, well, this is actually a pretty bad matchup. Let's buff everybody up with the Incantation of Protection. And then let's have Arkhan buff everybody up with several buffs, actually. Right there. Yeah, our Tomb King on the Khemrian War Sphinx immediately takes a lot of damage to the Necropolis Knight, but I guess since they're anti-large as well, so it does sort of make sense. Plus, he's probably taking some damage from our own arrow fire. Look at that damage, though. Oh, he also has Soul Blight and the Curse of Xar on him. The enemies really don't like that unit. He's always getting really beaten up. I mostly just wanted to watch the battle here. Do we need to? Yeah, don't summon anything. I mostly just want to watch the fight. Alright, and just the Tomb King remaining. I should probably stop the arrow rain because it's hurting us. And down he goes in a second or so. Alright, fine, just kill him then. Yeah, this guy, so much damage taken. Can we heal him again? No Invocation of the Heck up. We can do this Hex. Should heal you a little bit more. Ah, too late now. There we go, decisive victory. Very, very easy. As we expected, we got 10 losses. Oh, right, some of the Legion of Stone Wrath Tarn died. I believe it was primarily due to our own range fire, rather than the Ushabti. Yeah, I'm on now. Alright, there we go, an easy little victory. Let's occupy this place. It's gonna be at rank 2, so we will have to save for the pyramid, won't we? Presumably there is a pyramid here. We will keep the sandstone walls here. We're gonna delete the open graves. And let's see. You can build this, the Great Boneyard. See, if we could... If only we had captured at level 4, but now we have to rebuild this. It's going to cost 8.2k. What is it? Oh, hello. It gives us missile resistance for Nehekar warriors and armor for Nehekar warriors. As well as skeleton warriors. This means even more buffs for our... for the Legion of Stone Wrath Tarn. Yeah, okay, now I would really like to know where the third Special Legion unit for Arkhan is. So, Glowing Ghouls, Crypt Ghouls, we get... How many of these do we get? Is it 4 again, just like the Legion? And what do these guys... How do these guys compare with regular ghouls? Let's see, we 2730 versus 3925. Okay, they hit a little bit harder. They got Warpstone Scorch, so they're Warpstone ghouls. And let's see, this unit is surrounded by one or more special auras. Warpstone Aura. Around self affects enemies in range, -5 damage resistance, 100% chance to deal direct damage to 4 entities per second. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, these guys are going to be a very nice addition to King Wakoff's army. Those auras are really going to help. We've seen in the Throg campaign, for those watching it at the same time, that the damage auras can be incredibly powerful, like the Bile Troll's Poisonous Blood aura. So I do imagine this is the same sort of deal. It is only to 4 entities, and it is only 1 damage per second per entity. But it is 100%. And... Honestly, hard to say if this one does as much damage or not. But nonetheless, even if it doesn't do a lot of damage, -5% ward save is also quite nice. Especially if we're going to be fighting anything with ward save. It's certainly a lovely increase. Plus, if nothing else, it'll be ghouls that are colored differently. These guys appear to be green and warpstony, so we can, at least the army will look a little bit different. Agrul Migdal. Do we need to delete this here? You know what, let's delete it for now. I feel like since we're probably going to be fighting these guys, being the orcs, and by probably I mean definitely, we need walls here for now. Now, what do we have here in Morgheim? Yeah, followers of Nagash, special location, so unfortunately we won't be allying with these guys. We will be killing them. They don't actually have any armies, it seems, so here's what we'll do. We're going to send Arkhan to Morgheim and the floating village immediately. We're going to do that before heading down to the Black Pyramid of Nagash, and perhaps the 3rd Legion for Arkhan will be coming out of Morgheim. I don't know, but we'll see. It will be nice. Because it does say specifically for the followers of Nagash. But it also says the Vampire Council. It could be some kind of vampiric building. It is Morgheim after all. Undead loyalty. Anyway, while all that is very interesting, we are unfortunately out of time this time. Next time we will start off by destroying this army, well, ending the turn and then destroying this army belonging to the Beastmen, and probably chasing after this one forever, until they're both gone, or maybe even ambushing closer and closer to it until it's destroyed, so we don't have to deal with these guys anymore. Then we will push Walkoff. I was originally going to send him up here to deal with the Numas, but that's obviously no longer needed. But I guess we'll send him up here to deal with the Orcs instead. It'll be Ghouls versus Orcs, so that'll be fun to play around with. After these guys are dead, we'll have to decide whether we send Arkhan down this way to take care of Queek and Khalida and Krog-Gar, or whether we send him up here to deal with the Orcs. He will loop around back to the Orcs eventually anyway, especially since Khalida's stuff is here. What we might do is we kill the Skaven first, and then go back to Khalida. We'll have to decide on that, but that is a problem for next time. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. If you have a second, please do take it to leave a like and or a comment to support the channel. It really, really does help. As always, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.